Hey there, welcome back to the table. So I just got a tracking notice. My physical copy of this game is arriving tomorrow. I've um I've enjoyed playing it so much in Tabletop Simulator, and to be honest, Tabletop Simulator is like this tool I've always had, but I've always got frustrated with it because it's so difficult for me to figure out how to use. I actually feel pretty comfortable with it. But I did try firing up a different game, and I realized that part of the reason I like this game is the guy who designed this particular module did a great job. And I don't necessarily like the other ones as much. But between this and those of you giving me feedback on how to use it, um, it has gotten nice, and it may make me get out some of my more epic games that take a ridiculously long time to set up. This one takes a long time to set up, even in Tabletop Simulator, because it's not automated at all. The setup. There are other versions that have automation, but they don't have the latest assets, so you can't use them. Um, but yeah, if you get one of those games that actually like for example, I'm thinking D-Day at Omaha Beach, it sets it up for you perfectly. Boom, right from the start. I mean, there's some really nice things to say about it. And then also, I really love the concept of okay, I know I need to look up a rule, but I don't know where it is in the rule book. When I'm sitting at the table with the physical copy of the game, I struggle so hard with finding them sometimes. And then there's like, I have to make a decision, especially if I'm recording my playthrough. Okay, I can't find anything. So, no, obviously the most obvious thing is just to tell you I can't find anything, but it's like, now what do I do? I have to make a decision? Okay, I'm going to go left or I'm going to go right. Whereas, here, I can just say, oops, I didn't mean for that to happen. I just come over here and I just say pirate. And then boom, it takes me to a pirate. Oh, where else does it mention pirates? Oh, down here as well. Oh, there's got to be another spot. Here we go. There's pirates again. Um, See, and it even says if you want to fight them, you have to do a naval activation. So it's nothing else. Nothing else causes the battles with the pirates. You have to do a naval activation. So when I did my trade action, where I came here to India, I actually initiated a battle, and remember we had mutual self-destruction. So technically speaking, I was in India long before, and I actually shortchanged myself. I should have been able to move here. And then what would have happened is when you do a trade action and there's actually pirates, the pirates reduce the level of your trade. So if you, here I'll show you. So here you see you have a 14, 10, and 6. If you deserve to get 10 ducats and there's pirates there, then you have to go down to the 6th level. So that's what the pirates do. They just drop you down a notch. So so yeah, sometimes I get the rules wrong, and I do it in such a way that it hurts me, and sometimes I do it in such a way that it helps me. There's a couple of places where I did it where it hurts me. That was one. The other one, of course, being I had the bots like England take all of the Netherlands all at once, but I didn't. I didn't even nearly imagine that the Netherlands were going to rebel like this. This is glorious, actually, what the Netherlands did. Okay, so since the last recording, I spared you all the time. If you may recall, I had to quit and go get dinner with my kids. Um, I went through all of the cleanup and in between phases, so we're done. The new event cards are out. I drew my cards. I paid my 6 ducats. I've collected my income. Everything is hunky dory and ready to go. So we're good there. I'm really impressed with my income, but my expenses were so high that I didn't make that much. I think I only made like 4, maybe 6 ducats. I can't remember. It wasn't a lot. But there's a couple things I want to do. Like, how am I going to win this game? Every time I score points, these guys just get free points handed to them sometimes. One of them is to own provinces on 4 distant continents. Okay? I got 1, 2, 3. So I need to get out here, right? For that elusive 4th one. That's 5 points for me. The other one is I haven't been paying attention to my quests. So I need 3 of these, which I haven't done yet. That's 2 points. I need 2 adjacent to the East Indies Sea Zone. I haven't done that yet. And that gives me 2 ships in the East Indies Sea Zone as well. This one is really hard. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do these 2. But these 2, I mean, that's 6 points to be had right here. Now, as far as the cards I drew this one, and this one. This is a very interesting one. You lose the stability when you play it. But you can research a military idea for just 2 military power. It's pretty good. Is it worth losing a stability for? Well, when you have a big pile of cubes like this, yeah, probably. I mean, it's going to cost you 7 cubes to go back up to 3 here. Or I just save it for the military use guy. So we have a lot of stuff to do. And then here's the biggest thing that came out. There's an event here that I think we may want to really seriously consider. The East India Company. Look at this. If you have a ship in any of the Far East, India, or Africa, we have one in India. And Africa. We have both of these. You may pay 1 admin power and 2 diplomacy power to either research a diplomatic idea or gain 2 light ships in the Indian Ocean or East Indies, and a claim adjacent to the chosen zone. Other players may satisfy the above condition may then pay 2 and 2 to do the same, and then take a free trade action. That is a fantastic one. Now, why is that fantastic? Well, first of all, it's going to get us out here into the East Indies. And then I'm going to have to make a decision like what to do with my merchants. I only have 3 merchants. So I'm thinking of getting rid of this one in India. As much as I have 2 towns here, I'm not sure. But then again, I may say, okay, let's get rid of the one in Africa, because I only have 2 towns there, right? This one, maybe it's worth getting rid of towns here, but I have all 4 ships. I mean, I've built up a lot here so far. This should be gone, by the way. So, with only 3 merchants, I got to pick which of these New World areas I don't want to put a person. But the East Indies, I think, is for sure one of the ones I do want to, because like I think there's big money to be had out here. The other thing that gives me is I'm going to have, I'm going to be well on my way to having 2 towns adjacent to the East Indies Sea Zone. Because they're going to give me a claim out here adjacent to the East Indies Sea Zone, which is this whole zone here. So, there's a lot to be said in terms of glorious things. Now, one thing I did notice is there's a cube here. And I'm sure that this was explained to me somewhere, but I got to look up in the rules. What does this cube mean? Because like if I do the G cube, G comes out here. I think it means you have to spend a cube to be able to travel between. I mean, there's no other explanation for it. That is a symbol for a cube. You are traversing the Pacific Ocean there to get across. Or it means you need a certain technology. I don't know which of the two. But if you want to come in and start being on the other side, you would have had to do that. So, for example, Southeastern Pacific here, to get your ships over to here, you can't just go around the bottom. Well, I guess you can, because that's what this little line means. So this sea zone is attached to that one. So technically speaking, you could come into this area from North America. I'd have to look up what that cube means. But for now, I'm doing it the traditional way, which is coming through India and so forth. So if I'm planning on abandoning Africa, which I am, and all they do is sell slaves here anyways, and we want to start rejecting them, right? Well, let's put our foot down and make a stand. I could move both of these 2 zones. Well, this is one zone, and then India is the second. So then I could fill up India with ships, and then I would have at least some ships out here, if I did the mission, it would let me either take one of these, which I already have two of them, right? Or actually, I already have one. These are both nice, but I don't need them. And part of me is like, well, I'd rather get the free ships, because buying ships means I have to put them here. Then I have to spend countless actions to move them out to the East Indies. And you just seen, I mean, the AI is passing quicker than I can spend my cubes. So if I'm spending all these turns moving out to the East Indies, I'm not accomplishing much. Now, the dilemma I have is I still want to declare war on the Ottomans, and I can't do it if I'm constantly being distracted by other shiny things. So, Austria is the first player for this, and let's get them going. So this just means that that's their army. And let's see. Yeah, they're a very stable nation. They're winning the game right now. And here we have convert, which I think they're going to do. So I don't think they're going to do the focus, because there is definitely an issue. They are currently Reformed Catholic. So they're going to convert, for example, their primary area. They get 2 points for that. And then it's going to revert right back as soon as the next one comes up. Poland has some revolts going on everywhere. So first thing they're going to do is siege to get rid of this, and done. Then we come around to the Ottomans. They have a revolt going on in several places. And my apologies, this one should never have happened because they have their army there. So this guy would have died, and this one would not have come on. But don't worry, it's only the ones that were on before the roll battle phase happened. They did lose points for this. Poland lost some points, and then England lost points. And it's the number based on their tax base. Okay, so these guys, they're going to do a military action, or a defend action. They have double the strength, and now they're going to move through the ships to here, do another fight. And that's going to kill this one. And they get their cube back. Okay, France. They're doing okay. So they're going to do a military action. So let's roll for their claims. Claim number 6. They do have claims on the board, like that's a 4. Okay, nothing there. So I'm now going to roll 4 and then a 3. Let's see what they come up with. A 4 is Brittany and Normandy, so we don't have to keep going. So they are going to declare war on Brittany and Normandy. And so in doing so, they pay a cube, they recruit, and then if they can, they're going to move over and do battle against 2 people that are there. And 2 of their units die. And it's done. Now it's to us. So we can go straight for this, and I think we are. We're going to claim this right now. So we're going to do our event early. I could have waited for money to get on there, but that's risky. And technically speaking, we get to do the same event if somebody else takes it. So maybe I should wait. No, because I want the 2 light ships for free, and I only get that. Oh, we can do likewise. You know what? We can wait. We absolutely can wait. So I'm gonna wait. We're gonna wait till there's money on it. Okay, so we could declare war on these guys. We would take this ship out, but not necessarily that one. And our unit is, of course, way over here now. Do we want to do it? The Ottomans will go bonkers, there's no doubt. But taking out 4 towns, 7 towns, is glorious. It's going to help us immensely. And it will... so I think what I first want to do is let's convert an area. It's going to be 2 cubes plus 3 ducats. So 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. And we're going to put that to Catholic. Does it cause unrest? Sometimes. Do I really want to do that, though? Because I don't think I get any points for it. The AI gets points, but... it's an administrative action. Add unrest to one of your affected towns and roll rebel dice for all of your unrest in the affected area. So I could have like a revolution and then lose the town if I do that. Alright, I'm not going to do it. Not yet. 1, 2, 3, and then I'll take the 2 cubes back. I'm nervous about declaring war on these guys. But you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to declare war. It's going to cause a naval battle to occur here. So we're going to roll 3. And of course we hit them. And then I need to figure out, like, what do they do? When we're at war with a bot. I know in a land war they always roll 5 dice. I just don't remember the naval rules. Alright, so naval warfare doesn't work. And of course naval's going to get me a million hits. Naval movement. I totally forgot there's this thing called a naval capacity. Okay, we're getting there. My apologies. I should have probably... I didn't realize I needed to take so long. So, I already know how naval battles work. It's just a question of naval battles against the bot. And there we go. So I saw nothing there. All that looking Naval battles versus opponents. Roll 1 artillery die plus an artillery die for each ship the bot has in adjacent sea zone. For every 2 ports it owns facing the battle's sea zone. Plus 1 hit for every other one rolled. Holy cow, is that not fair? So they have 2 ports facing this sea zone, so they get an automatic hit. Then they get to roll 2 dice because of this ship and that ship. So let's roll their 2 dice and hope there's no hits. There was 1 hit, so I got 2 hits. Alright, so this one dies, and this one can take 2 hits. So one of the hits goes, and as long as I don't leave a port area, it automatically repairs, because I have a port here. So we sink their ship, at least. That's the end of our turn. And so yes, we do have a war going on with them. England is going to siege, or no, defend, and then recruit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then it's going to move to here, and there's going to be a battle of non-epic proportions, and that dude's dead. Austria. Convert. They're going to score 2 more points. They're just running away right now. Well, we got Catholic areas, so if they want to stop the blob from spreading, they need to flip these over, but they can only convert the areas they have. So they're going to go ahead and put it there. Okay, and then Poland have a million things to do. Spend a cube. They only have 4 units. That is still enough. No damage done. This is dead. Come around to the Ottomans, who... they are being invaded, but it's here. It's not us. We're not in their area yet. So they're going to spend a cube. Well, first of all, when I declared war on them, they would have spent a cube anyways, and all of this would have come out. They do have a navy that could try to hunt us down, but that's not what they do. It's always army, army, army. They have to draw a navy card to do the naval action. But in this case, they're going to spend a cube to siege this down. And yes, when I declared war on them, they needed to have at least 5 cubes, or otherwise they would have gone up to 5 cubes. So that part's done, and now, yes, they can take their army and still land here because they have a ship there. So we're going to move over to France. They're going to try to get rid of unrest, which is perfect for them. So flippity... nope, I'm sorry. That is a perfect card for them, yes. But they're actually going to siege. I think I already put 1 cube there. The siege is going to be here. And so these 2 towns come out on the unrest side up. And Occupado, Occupado. Okay. Moving on. Alright, so we did lose a ship. I'm not real pleased about that. I probably should have beefed up my navy a little bit more. But I'm going to spend 1 more cube. This time I'm going to move my armies across the water, because if I move my ship first, I won't be able to do anything about it. And I just realized my army is actually not very big. I made a big mistake. I should have recruited last time and then done this, because I ended up losing my armies for other reasons. So if you'll allow me to retcon it, I would have recruited last turn and then declared war this turn. So the declare war the outcome would have been the same. It didn't matter how many ships I actually had, but I need to get at least 5 more troops in, because this bot's going to be persistent, and I think they are going to come after me pretty hard. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 10. And I already have 4 debt things here. And if I'm willing to get another heavy ship, which I am, that's going to put my debt here. So now I'm looking at 5. I'm 5 in a hole again. So that part's not fun. But so I would have recruited last turn, and then this turn is when I declared war on them. There would have been no impact to them because they still needed to siege this down anyways. But now we're going to see what they end up doing, because technically I still haven't invaded them. So now we'll figure it out. England is going to siege 1, 2, and then bing, bing. Then we go to Austria. Unrest or focus politics. So we're going to have them focus politics, because they don't have a single unrest out there. Then we go to Poland, who is going to siege. Then we go to the Ottomans. And yeah, so they do their little checklist. They're not being invaded at the moment. So they just draw a card. So here they have convert or focus. Well, they will definitely convert. So they need a Muslim token right here. And that scores them 2 points. Then, let's see, that would have cost them a cube. France. Alright, now that they've finished sieging, they're going to do this unrest and then do a flippity. That looks a lot better for them. And that cost them a cube. And now it is our turn. So our big dilemma is, if I move our navy to attack, which I can do, I then have to move it back just to be able to move the army. And that's a lot of turns. So I have no choice but to move the army first. So we're going to come here, and there's nobody here, so there's no battle. This isn't like fighting NPRs. They needed their army to be here in order for us to battle, and it's not. However, like I said, they are going to be able to move at least to here, and they will be able to intercept us in 1 turn. So it is going to happen. So doing that cost me 1 cube for movement. Then we come over to here, and England, I think, has finally got things down. Military, 1 cube. Oh no, I'm sorry. Look at this. They've already spent more cubes than they have. So England is going to grab an event. See, they're already talking about ending the round. 3 means England will take this one, which is the Polish card. And there's the Austrian one. The Komunitsky Uprising. I probably butchered that. I apologize to my Polish friends. So England will always choose the opposite, or B, when it's an opponent one. Grand Autonomy. Poland loses 2 stability, 8 ducats, and 2 points. The 8 ducats is going to be translated to a cube. And the stability will be translated to unrest. So let's do their points first. They're only at 8 points. The 2 stability means they're going to gain 2 unrest. So this one's going to flip. And one of these Poznan. And then they lose a cube. Because they had to lose the 8 ducats. It's always rounded up. And they lose 1 for every 10. Okay, that was a pretty straightforward event. So the other one, I think, was obviously more interesting for them. Austria still only has 1 cube out. This one was a focus, so it's out of the game. This is a naval, which is a very interesting one for them. Austria is not really known for its naval powerhouse, but they will get a ship out there, because they always try to get ships out until they have at least 5, and then they're going to draw a naval card. Alright, so it is spices, and the Indian Ocean is on here, and so is Alexandria, which is the Ottomans. So the bad news for us is that gave the Ottomans 2 cubes, because they were able to trade in Alexandria, and then we gave Austria 2 more points, because we're going to be able to use the trade node. And we're going to do Indian Ocean, and we have Goa. I don't think we have the other ones. So we have Goa, we have a ship and a merchant, so we're at least at 3, so we get 12 ducats. And giving them the 2 points, yeah, that's worth it for 12 ducats. Because we are on the verge of collapse. I mean, we're massively in debt right now. So the 12 ducats was very helpful. Okay, so now Poland goes. Again, they're going to do the defend action. They're going to move. Roll die. Nothing happens. Person comes off to here. Turnover. The Ottomans are being invaded, because we're on their turf right now. And I'm pretty darn sure the answer is yes. This is no. Or no. Is their army double the invading force? Now that's a good question. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It is not double. And you can see here that they can't get more units either. So I think they're actually... Is it double? No. Do they have more manpower? No. Is it army greater than any? Yes. Okay, so now they're going to try to move to us and fight. So they are going to initiate a fight with us. So they will come across their ships. This is 1 movement, and that's 2. So they just landed, and we're going to have ourselves a mega soiree. Alright, so here's where I can put my commander in, which would give me 1 extra cube. This one here would give me an extra cube. Like, I know this is a little out of order. I should have done this on my turn, but here's what I wanted to show you. I have some generals here. Like, this is a general that gives me an extra die, and this one lets me use a cannon die. And this is a card I don't like at all. So, and I apologize, I know this was supposed to be done on my turn, not now, but I knew what was coming. This cost me 1 military cube, and that's a free action to assign a general. So what that allows me to do is it allows me to roll an extra blue cannon die with my army. Because this is where it matters. This is going to be my roll, and then that's their roll. They always roll 5 dice. So I'm going to roll these against him. So here we go. And this is going to be a double hit for me. And I don't have any cavalry. And I don't have any artillery. Now, I could have made it so... Like, when I did my recruit, they didn't have to all be infantry. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Now, the cavalry versus infantry would have been 3 more ducats. And I was very low on money. So I just went with numbers. So I did 2 hits on them. And that's not good for me. Because they just did 3 hits on me. So, 1, 2, 3 for me. And 2 for them. Alright, let's keep going. Of course I'm going to keep going. This is 1, 2, 3 hits on him. And then he got 1, 2, 3 hits on me. So right now he's winning this battle. Taking out 3 of his was nice though. 1, 2, 3. And these are all exhausted, by the way. See, I'm only down to 5 units now. So I'm in trouble. So here we go. So now this is 2 4 hits on him. Come on, do a bad roll. And 3 more hits on me. So we just took out 4 of theirs. But see, look, they still have a massive army. And them doing 3 hits on me puts me in a real pickle. I'm going to lose this freaking war, aren't I? I thought for sure I had enough. So I'm down to just 2 units. I can only do 2 hits to him at a time. And he's going to be able to do massive hits to me. Now, if I were to retreat, I can, because I just have 1 place to go, so I retreat. And that's something I'm allowed to do, and that ends the battle. So, this hurts. Now I need money, I need all kinds of stuff to be able to recruit back. Alright, he won his battle, so he actually gets a cube. For that, he should have paid a cube for defending, but he would have gotten 1 back. Okay, France. 1, 2, 3, 4. They are doing their event. It's a 4, which means they're going to do an opponent's event. Okay, Austria, if Catholic, gains 2 alliances. It's not, it's Reformed Catholic. Edict of Restitution. Change the Protestant HRE area to Catholic. Okay. If anything, what it'll do is it just gets rid of the Protestant blob thing from happening. The B is the highest letter, so this is the one that would go away. Alright, that was France's turn. Now it's our turn. Okay, so we're in a bit of a pickle. I'm going to play Exceptional Year. I should probably recruit some troops. But I'm going to do Exceptional Year, I think. Oh, hold on a second. They had restrictions. They have a land connection, but it's not with towns. They have to go over here. So the most that their military capacity over water is 9 plus 3. Or I'm sorry. It's the MC for the area, which is just the town capacity, the tax capacity, plus 3. It's a minimum of 9. That's right, maximum of 9. Oh, hold on, minimum of 9. Let me. If a naval bridge closes the only gap, and an otherwise valid land. Okay, so minimum of 9. So it's 9, because I can tell you that the capacity plus 3 is not that much. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 plus 3 is 7. So 9 troops is all they were allowed to have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I wiped them out, folks. These are in his army, but they weren't. The military capacity is 9. And let's go over this again. So military capacity is unlimited, and you've been seeing this nonstop. But because there is no land connection, and a land connection is defined right here of bots' towns that are adjacent by land. So even though you could go through Egypt, those aren't towns that belong to the bot. So they have a naval bridge. That means that's how they were able to move there, right? They went across the Navy. So it's the bot's MC, which is the tax capacity. So that's 4. Plus 3, which is 7. But it's a minimum of 9 if it's a naval bridge, which means that we could ignore the 7 and just say 9. And that's what I just did. We've killed 9 of them, is also what I'm explaining. And then here... Now, how did I know that the MAC is equal to their tax? Well, that's because that's what our MAC is. So if you look at ours, we have the similar MAC, unless it's connected by land, which is what we are, because we're attacking adjacent to our realm. So if you were to go into human warfare, and it's in here somewhere, forgive me. So like, MC, NC, military capacity. The value is used to determine how many regular and allied units a PR can place into an area. So this is blocking, this is naval capacity. So where does it say the formula? Here, I know it's in here, and it's called MAC. Of course. So let's try... Obviously I found 1 hit for MC here. Oh, here. A realm's MC for any given area is equal to the combined tax value of that realm's own provinces and their vassal provinces in and adjacent to that area. See, that's the key thing. In and adjacent to that area. Including ports facing the non-hostile. So the tax value of the realm's own provinces and their vassal province in and adjacent to that area facing the same non-hostile sea zone as this area. How many regular and allied... Okay. So that means we had a calculation too we needed to adhere with. So if you remember, we had 11 units. We counted them. So I'm down to 2, which means I also had 9 lost. So my capacity was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because this is adjacent. But then it says every port that faces that area. Well, I got a port here. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. All of those ports are facing this area. So I was allowed to put 19 troops here. What I'm basically trying to say is this guy got wiped out. Well, he didn't get wiped out, but for the amount of armies he was allowed to bring, it got wiped out. So his army is now, technically it's off the map. I defeated it. He still has armies that are recruited here. And then, of course, his manpower is infinite. So now it gets to my turn. So rather than playing this card, I am going to take advantage of this opportunity and prevent him from coming here. Now, the thing is he could just plop his units here because these all belong to him. So I got 2 choices. I mean, I can definitely siege this down, which is not hard for me to do at all. It only cost me 4 cubes. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So by sieging it down, I at least can place some occupied markers on him. But I'm going to have to run away the moment he comes after me. because I can't afford to. He's going to recruit everything he has and plop his army right here and then march in. That's exactly what he's going to do. He doesn't even need to do the ship thing anymore. Now his army is still going to be restricted to 9 units because he doesn't have a land back to his capital. But these aren't his core. Actually, let's make sure we know once and for all. When you do a recruit action, where can you put your armies? That is the question. When doing a declare war action, you may take a free activate units or recruit action if the DOW did not trigger any battles. Yeah, that's fine. We knew that already. We always use it for the other purpose, but recruit units. Units may be placed directly on the board or into your armies. New armies may be created to hold. One or more of your vassals areas up to your MC. In each of these areas, a province cannot be counted for MC more than once per turn. Contribute to recruitment in a single area. So what this is basically saying, if I understand it correctly, is we've already used his MC for that area, so he would have to recruit at his capital and go across the ships to attack us. I love how it says units may be placed directly on the board. Where directly on the board? So I'm going to assume, yeah, he can do what I just said. So we sieged all 4 of these, and then we're going to be hurting because we're down to 2 units, and he still has a lot of cubes left. So now this is going to be a cat and mouse game, because I'm going to make him burn his cubes, resieging those back. Oh, and by the way, he didn't win that battle. So I'm taking my cube back. I'm taking them all back. And actually, I get one back for winning my battle against him. Alright, England. What movie did I just quote? I'm taking it back. I'm taking them all back. Alright, England's going to pass. Doing so gives them 2 cubes. Austria, Papalcuria, and one of these cards goes away, and they definitely control that now. Poland is an everlasting situation of sieging and getting rid of rebels. Now it's back to the Ottomans again. So they would do a defend action, because I am definitely in their territory. And we got to go through this again. Area with invaders, yes. No. No. Yes. They're going to spend 2 to recruit 9. There goes 2 more cubes. See? They're not even going to be able to siege. So they're going to get back 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They have exactly 9. Now here's the deal. This is all they can afford to put into that province, because it's overseas. And so their army's not on the board yet. Okay, so we did this. Now there's no manpower left. Is it greater than any force? Yes. Although, arguably speaking, they were already double before they spent those 2 cubes. And then they're going to come and attack me, and they will win this time. So he's going to plop his troops. Even if he plopped them here, it's still a 1-2 movement to get to us. So he's going to get to us, and yeah, he's going to roll his 5 dice. I think I have to at least do 1 round of battle. He does 1 single hit, and then we do 2 hits on him. So I'm happy about that. He did hit us once, which did not wipe us out. But we are going to retreat. So he will get a cube for that. Okay, so then it goes to France. France is going to pass. And that's going to give France 1 cube. Then it goes to me. And I'm going to do a recruit action. So I'm going to get 5 units here, which is 10. And then if I want to get a cavalry, that's going to be 5 more. That cost me a cube. My turn's over. Now it goes to England. They're already passed. Austria is going to do an event. 5 is their own, which isn't here. So then they're going to do this one. And speaking of which, there would have been 2 sets of money out here. So they're going to do this one, which will give Austria a cube. And it's a big, long event, so let's figure this out. Comet sighted. Oh, that's right. They're going to choose B. Choose an area adjacent to your realm. All players with towns in this area lose a stability. So an area adjacent to their realm, they are going to, when they're choosing an opponent, remember the developer said to add an extra rule here where they're going to try to maximize damage to other players. So a 5 is the highest tax income. And highest tax income amongst the players that are not Austria, 27, 29? Yeah. It's the Ottomans. So they're going to pick this one. And then what happens to them? They lose a stability. So one of these is going to flip. That's not that awful. Then we're going to be rolling rebel dice. This is going to happen. Ships that are not near home are going to die. And then squares die. So squares don't hurt us at all. Thank goodness. I know I'm doing these out of order, but let's do the naval one. So for example, Austria is going to lose a ship. England loses a ship. They have a claim there. They don't have a colony. France loses a ship. The Ottomans are not going to lose this ship because they control this area now. They would have otherwise. That would have helped us immensely. And we don't lose ships. We got people everywhere. Or towns everywhere that we have our ships. So, next is green and purple. So, if you look on the map, we have purple here. So they're going to take that for sure. I don't think we have green on the map. We have blue there, orange there, and orange there. Yeah, the green's gone. So nothing happens with green. And then, yes, we got to do the rebel thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4 for the Ottomans. And that's lose a cube, folks. Ottomans are going to lose cubes. Well, just one, but still, that's huge for us. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Poland, because their job never ends. There's another rebellion for them to deal with. And one of them does clean itself up. It'll be that one. And, the rebellion's going to go into lowest tax province, unfortunately. You would think it'd be where their army is, but that's not the case here. Austria has none. We have none. Or no, we have one. My apologies. So we're going to have to exhaust a manpower. Which means I have to put this over here. That's part of our available pool. Oh, we have to roll 2. My apologies. No, we don't, because between rounds I would have been able to flip one. France has 2. And technically speaking, we have more, so I got to roll more for myself. So we're going to roll, France loses a cube. We got to roll 4 more dice, because since we have all those places under siege, we're going to lose 2 cubes, 2 ducats, and another manpower. So we lose another manpower, we lose 2 ducats, and 2 more cubes, and I'm going to go ahead and lose these cubes. And my reasoning is I had to roll for these as well, even though that one got flippitied. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're losing a cube, and one of them restores. Which one? See, they're going to restore the highest tax area first. So it would be that one. Okay. That card is over. Whose event was that? That was Austria. Now we go to Poland. They will spend a cube to defend and move and roll and kill. Alright, and then it gets to the Ottomans. So the Ottomans are sitting here, and they're going to do a siege. So they can only siege 2 of these. So one, 2 come off. Now they're completely out of cubes. France's turn, and France, I think, has already passed. Now it's our turn. We're going to spend a military cube, and we're going to roll right in. And yes, we're going to declare war. So we're going to roll our 4 dice. This time I get to count this, so that's a 1 hit, and that's 2. And then they roll their dice. They also hit 2. So 1, 2 of them are dead. And 1, 2 of ours. I don't know if I'm going to win this. 1, 2. Good thing I have the cavalry now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Jesus. So 2 on them. 1, 2, 3, 4 is all of our infantry. I think I'm going to just get 2 towns. I have to retreat. I don't even get my cube. Now I could have, if I had this military reform, I'd have been able to refresh 6 manpower. Or gain 4 battle dice of my choice. I could have played cards that were military cards, but I don't have any in my hand, actually. And I missed something. See this? That double and that double? They wounded our general. When they roll doubles like that, it wounds your general. We didn't do well. It didn't turn out quite as well as I was hoping. But the bots have massive armies. And look at this, I have massive cubes still. England passed. Austria is going to draw. And they're going to do a convert for 2 cubes. The convert is always a everlasting struggle with them, but because they did so many, that is good for them. We're going to convert that one. And they score 2 points. So 160, 61. And you can see they got the plus 60 written on them. Alright, Austria just keeps scoring. Poland sieges. Ottomans have to do an event. 5 means their own. And then they're going to pick the leftmost one, so they're going to do English Civil War. Okay, English Civil War, they're going to yield to Parliament. England loses 2 points, 2 cubes. They're going to lose 5 cubes and must disband 4 units. And then the Ottomans actually gain a cube for that. England's going to lose all those cubes and disband 1, 2, 3, 4. France passed. Now it's back to us. I can't quite muster anything yet. I don't have any manpower left. I just have 1 troop here. But because I'm on the verge of economic collapse, I have to do a trade action. I just have to. So I'm going to move this ship into India, like so. And I'm going to move my merchant to the East Indies, even though... Oh no, I can only move it there whenever I do a trade action that is at the East Indies. So, not going to do that yet. So I got to leave him here for now. Alright, so let's do this. 1, 2, 3... Big bucks, big bucks. This one is for sure out. 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 All that yielded me 2 cubes, or 2 ducats. It didn't help. Okay, England passed. Austria is going to pass. They did an event already. They're going to pass. The Ottomans did an event. The Polish are actually keeping us in this war. They are going to move 2. Fight. They kill. And I forgot something very important. Every time Poland would have won a battle, they would have gotten a cube back. So 1, 2... I forgot that at least 4 times. So they won a battle here, they won a battle here, they won a battle there. So I'm giving them cubes. Now the Ottomans have 1 more cube left, so they're going to siege again and kick us out of 1 more spot. Because they can. We are going to do another trade action. We have to. I need the money. I do have... Actually, I do have another option. I can do an exceptional year. This card. I may remove an unrest and gain 9 ducats. So I'll go ahead and do that. It costs me 2 of these cubes. And it lets me remove an unrest, so I can remove that one, for example. And that puts us up to 11. That is my action. Pass, pass. Siege. Ottomans are passing, which now forces us each to get 1 more turn. So my 1 more turn, I'm not going to be able to do anything. I'm going to have to settle for just taking the 1 town, which is majorly disappointing for me. So what do I want to do then? I could do an explore. I think I like that idea. This one, I can change the religion to match my religion. And if my state religion is Catholic or counter-reformed, I gain a cardinal. Which I don't think... I do have one cardinal out there. It's not going to win it for me. So what is the best way to maximize my points here? Yeah, let's do a explore action. Now, as much as I want to explore like here or here, I actually think I need to keep exploring up here. And we're going to try to do our quest. So we have the Antilles. And our quest here is either Florida, New Granada, Guyana, and La Plata. Guyana is here. Florida, New Granada, right? So I have 3 of them here. I need a 2. And La Plata, England took. So let's go ahead and roll. So I rolled a 1. A 1 doesn't do me any good because I'm here. So I have to pay a cube. I get to pay a cube twice to re-roll. So I can do a 2. It lets me, yeah. So I have to basically pay a cube for the reroll and then a cube to get rid of the skull. But yes, I do get to do it now. So I have a claim on Guyana. Now, in doing so, I need 3 towns. But I have 1 town and 1 claim. Of course I have claims here, but I need armies to take those. So I need 1 more here or here. And then I need to convert them all to towns. I only have 1 converted so far. So it's a bit of work, but that's at least 1 step towards getting that done. So now the Polish have 1 more action that they get to do. So they're going to go ahead and draw a card. And theirs is convert, which is interesting because they're Catholic. Or no, they're not Catholic. They're counter-reformed. So they're going to go ahead and clone that to Moldavia, which will reduce some unrest down there. And they score 2 points. Okay, and then we're forced to take one of these. And in my haste, I didn't put the money on. So there should be money on these. And so we're going to get 6 ducats, which is the big thing I was hoping for. And the East India Company. So the 6 ducats is the big one. And I'm going to pay off one of these debts because that's just 1 less upkeep I have to worry about. So that puts me back down to 7. Okay, so that's done. All that matters is Poland's going to get a cube, no matter which one Poland chooses. So I'm just going to take the money off and give them their cube. They got a lot of cubes now. And let's do ours. So we need to pay 1 admin, 2 diplomacy, and we're going to put 2 light ships and a claim adjacent to them in the East Indies Sea Zone. And nobody else has anything in Africa or wherever, so this is only going to be us. So 1 plus 2 of these. It's going to allow us to put 2 light ships, which that alone is a big accomplishment, because they got to basically move there for free. And we get to put 1 of these down. And my strategy is, there's only 1 3, there's only 1 2, so let's not take those. Let's put it somewhere where there's a 1. because that is more conducive. Like I could still roll other ones when I'm exploring out here and get those. So yeah, we're going to be in the middle here. We could go on the southern side for Australia. But yes, that puts us as a claim. So is a claim good enough? Own provinces. So I need to colonize. Because I have provinces everywhere else, but not here. I have a town, I have a town, I have a town. So our turn ends, then this thing happens, which is we're going to either lose a colonist or get an unrest overseas. I will take the unrest. England would lose a colonist. And then, yes, Poland gets to go. They're choosing 5, which turns into this one. And then this one we're just going to do for the bottom. So they're choosing Brilliant Rebel Commander. Move all rebels in any one area to an area adjacent by land. And they gain a cube. Now, there are rebels on the board. There's a whole bunch here. And so what they're going to do is they're going to move them closer to this unrest. And they are going to get there. That's what's crazy about that. So that was pretty interesting. But yeah, that's it for them. Now we do the bottom of this. First off, the power struggle happens. So in order for us to avoid this, we would have had to have had towns in 2 of the areas. So I wanted to have towns in this area and this area, and I only have it in 1. And we are technically going to get this town. Because they will agree to a peace with us. So they're going to lose their town, and we're going to get ours. I'm not going to remove the claim, so I'm going to just leave it there. So we had a town in 1 of them, not the other, so we're going to lose 3. This is going to happen between rounds, and I'm dealing with it now. The Ottomans do have towns in those areas, so they're not going to lose 3. And then Austria has town in this area and that one, so they're not going to. So I'm the only one that lost points. And then everybody else, they're going to score for any alliance you have. So nobody scores any actual points there. So here's the next one, the 30 Years' War. We'll deal with that later, but that's what that did. That triggered that to happen. And then here, the religion spreads, the rebels happen, and then triangles die. So triangle goes here, and our general dies. Alright, religion spreading. Technically, this thing is wreaking havoc on us now, so we're going to have to change ours soon. This is one big blob. What's the next letter? I have L here. Oh, Andalusia already has it. I have L and P. Whereas up here, there's B for Burgundy. Yeah. Burgundy would get it. So they would get it, but then the Protestant would no. And then when the Protestant spreads, it would cause Austria to flip. And then it would cause a new one to go there. There's like, these things are just brutally fighting against each other. And then over on this area, we got the W, the T, and a C. So that's funny. They're going to get brutalized here. Oh, there it is. And Britain already has it everywhere. Okay, that's done. Rebels. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5. That one flips back. They would have lost more cubes. Poland. 1 flips back, lose a cube. France. They lose a cube. Us. 1 here. That's it. Nope. 1 way out there. Oh, that was the one I was worried about. Jerky jerks. England. Where's their army? Now the French army is going to end up fighting this one. Alright, nothing happens. They had a rebellion, but it appeared here where the French army is. Okay, that covers that final card. That hurts. So we're at the end of the round. Not nearly as good as I wanted. Rebel Sieger move. So what's going to happen here is these two guys are going to move in. And there is going to be a battle. And I think they're going to die. So France loses 2 armies. And yeah, they're gone. Then we keep going. We do the peace resolution. So France here, for example, is going to take those. And the war is over for them. I forgot to drop the claim, but they are going to take the claim back. For us, we get the 1. I am not taking my claim back. And then between rounds, I get to reduce 1 unrest. So it has to be this one now, because the other one is in a rebellion state. So that is annoying. I need to get to a point where I have 2 armies going, and I don't. I don't score any points against France for taking that. Or I'm sorry, the Ottomans. We are at truce, which means we can't declare war next round. So I think we've been representing that by putting this on the capital. And putting his on mine. To show that we're at truce. Gonna do points. Austria's gonna go bunkers. 1, 2, 3, 4 points for them. So the HRE is really running away with it right now. There's nothing I can do. I gotta get through France or the Ottomans to get to them. I guess I could have. I really should have come up through Italy, and then I could at least maybe done a dent or something. I don't know. It's really hard. There's no interregnum or anything. We got to do religious dissent, but the prestige penalties. So every revolution that's on the board causes people to lose points, and that's us. We're going to lose 1 point because that's a tax power of 1 out there. All right, with that being said, We're going to gain unrest because of religion. We get 1 per area, so that also gets unrest. And technically speaking, my decision to undo one of them occurs after that. So now this would flip. Actually, I'm okay with that one being unrest. I'll flip this one. Then when rebels show up, it'll be their army that has to battle it. What else? Oh, we get colonists equal to our claims. So I have 1, 2, 3 claims. So we're going to get 3 colonists. Oh, religious unrest. They already have 1 for here. This one is diverse faiths, so they get 1 there. Poland is going to get 1 here. Actually, they'll get it here because they're Catholic and not counter-reform. Austria has Protestant everywhere, so they will get 1. France actually looks like they get 1 near their capital. Oh my gosh, there's a rebel there. That's going to be bad. Then England is actually in great shape. So, at least from that perspective. Now to roll rebel dice again. So I'm going to roll my 1 rebel die here. That's not the rebel die. Perfect. 5 for Poland. 1, 2, 3 rebellions. Oh my gosh, Poland. Okay, 1 of them gets undone. It'll be this one. And they're getting 1, 2, 3 rebellions with 1, 2, 3 cubes. Ottomans 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're going to lose a cube. They don't have any. Austria has 1. England has at least 3. 2 rebellions. So it's going to be 1 in each. So France is going to defend 1 of them. England defends the other. Both of them lose an army. Okay, I think that's the hardest, longest part. Now we got to do our upkeep. So I have a pair of ships, 1. Then this is 2, this is 3. This one plus this one is 4, 5, that's 6 ducats in ships. And then this is 4, 5, 6, 7 more, that's 13. So I'm at 13 right now. Then this is 1 cavalry. See, it's just 1 ducat per regular. It doesn't matter which type. So that puts us to 14. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 loans. So 18 is the upkeep. And yeah, just because I have heavy ships, the upkeep's the same. It's 1 per every 2 ships. Alright, so my income is 20, 30, 40, minus 18, so that's 22. So that puts us up to 29. So we do have a healthy income. Alright, so now I'm going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, let's do 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1 more. So this is the refresh manpower. You only refresh half your manpower. So I have all this still exhausted, but these refreshed. And since there's a 1 year truce, I don't necessarily need them back anyways. But that's how that works. And of course the bots need to do all their refresh. We did everything down to here, and now it's just a matter of going through the rest of the motions. I actually didn't trade with any of my merchants, so there's nothing to refresh there. I did the colonists. Technically, England gets a colonist. I am going to have to go out and take care of these rebels, which is annoying. In the video game, it could be even worse. You could lose the whole... I mean, it's a town now. It's not just a colony. But if it was a colony, you lose the whole thing. Alright, and then the bots, I have to do refresh. There's 5, 6, and 7. Excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Five. Poland has plenty of actions now. Going to keep 3, and then the other 2 go away. There's 4, 5, 6, 7. Looks like they never even used a card. Okay, that's it for... they would lose any alliances if they gained any. I don't know if anybody did. So, my apologies if I missed one of those. So we just keep rolling. This is the next deck of cards we're going to be using. Go ahead and shuffle them. If I remember correctly, these cards we're starting a new half of the age. So one of these 2 decks has our cards. I just don't know which one. And technically you're not supposed to. So here's the first flips. So you got Protestants expelled from France, Russian Imperial expansion, Noble revolt in Hungary. So those are the 3 that are out there. None of them interest me at all. And we are ready to start our next round. I am losing to the bot. No doubt about it. I'm at 43 points. This guy's at 65. Even with me doing amazing progress, I just don't see myself catching him at the moment. So thanks for watching. Stay awesome.